this sounds so funny, but I feel like educators have to be more queer. And I don't mean as in sexually queer. What I mean is constantly going, why do we do this? Why do we do this? Because I feel like as queers, that's everything that we do, and the reason why we seem so odd to everybody is because we're constantly saying, well, actually, we don't have to do things this way, right? And so when it comes to educators, which I find very frustrating to deal with, and I know that, what's funny is that I know that educators find it frustrating, is that they keep on saying, but that's the way that it's done, and that's the protocol, and this is the thing that we have to do in order to, you know, there's very strict guidelines as to how things are done. Sometimes the protocol is so intense that I'm like, well, what was that for in the first place? I'm just not sure. Like everything from like, you know, bathroom locks, like, you know, like the protocol with regards to like, you know, you have to make sure that you do this, and then you do this, and then, like, it just seems like so unending, like what the protocol is, that it just seems so silly and petty. Now, if they put that much effort into things like, why do we have girls not wear tank tops? Like, what exactly, it's like between this piece of fabric to this piece of fabric that, oh, I'm a rapist, I'm not going to rape right now because she has sleeves. Like, something magical that happens when when a girl wears cap sleeves. We were laughing that in the orientation for this school, because they were trying to get kids, because you know how, I guess middle school, they're trying to prepare them for high school, right? So we're all in there trying to transition our kids from like junior school to this middle school, and I remember the guidance counselor was a woman, and she said, okay ladies, now let's remember, we got to keep it professional. And I thought, I wanted to stand up and be like, are you saying that sex workers aren't professional? Because they're professional. Because that's work. Let me tell you, sometimes it's more work than someone who's doing pencil pushing up in Queen's Park. Is that that person, like, you know, just filing, versus the person who's running their website, buying their condoms. Running a business. You know, like, that's a lot of freaking work being a sex worker. And I just find it so funny. It's like, that's professional. You know, and professional might mean being in a G-string going around a pole. And this is what I just want people to be able to say. Why do we use this language? And so I would like teachers in education to be more queer in that way, to say, why did this student come to me with a different project about Indigenous history? Why does this 7-year-old seem to know more about reservations than I do? All of these are questions, whereas I feel that teachers, like all educators, are in the position of being like, I need to know, and I feel that the question should be, no, I need to ask. And I think that's a really big problem with education right now. And it's so funny because I am an educator, like I am a theater educator, and a lot of my educating is teaching people to keep on questioning and to reclaim the question. The cool thing though about the queer community is the fact that if they were to utilize us more about like our critical thinking, like if educators were to utilize us and the way that we can actually give ideas about how we run our communities and we ask ourselves questions, I think we could teach a lot about, like, when it comes to the overhaul, the way that the queer community is, I think would be a fantastic model. The funny thing is that a lot of them are in academia. That's what's so funny.